Well, it's early season, and the bucks are still all together here in Central Texas, and Wade is off in his Yamaha Wolverine X2 to start a late afternoon handgun hunt.
I'm running a little bit behind on this hunt. We were looking at some last-second scouting camera photos, kind of make a decision on where we're going. We finally settled on this pond dam that we've got a pop-up set on, and the pond's really low. Kind of shows you how bad the drought is. This where we're hunting right now. There hasn't been a lot of rain. What rain we had virtually no runoff, and you can see how brown everything is. A little distressed, but the deer are really piling into this area. Not only for the water, but on the backside of this pond dam is a lot of acorns are falling right now. I mean, they're just like falling like hail. So they've got a cool area below the pond. They can come up and get a drink. They got a creek that they're walking up and down on. I mean, it's a highway for a lot of deer. Park right here next to this old deer stand on this road. I'm sure there's been some great deer shot out of there. Be some cool stories to, if you knew everything that had been happening there. We're gonna hike back up that way, back to the southeast of where we're sitting right here. It's not too far, but it'll be a little bit of a walk. It's really warm right now, probably about 80, 90 probably, I'd say. It's really warm. Wind's cranking out of the southeast at a pretty good clip, so we're gonna make our way up there. We're gonna be hunting with the big 460 XBR tonight. This is the fastest performance center handgun that's out there, and I mean, we've got the Trigicon sight on top right there that we're gonna have in there with us dialed in deadly. I mean, we were shooting it on the range earlier. We're gonna take this for any types of good rests that we need. Head on to the stand. You can see the pond right there. You can tell it's pretty low. There's a creek that kind of runs down along that side. You can see all the oaks, and you'll be able to watch acorns fall tonight, I'm sure. There's gonna be a lot of them, but you can tell the drought we're in here, where we're hunting today. This is something you can go right up to. You can tell by the way they eat it. We've been putting the scouting camera in here. We just got tons of deer coming in here. And there's several phenomenal bugs in here. So, a lot of times I'm out just trying to see what comes in. Here I've got 2 or 3 of them that have my heart pounding when I see the pictures that I'm hoping to see. And whether you do or you don't, it all remains to be seen.
The setup is a Blackout pop-up blind on top of Pond Dam, overlooking a patch of oak trees where the deer are both bedding and feeding on fallen acorns. Now, since this is the early season, the bucks are still in their bachelor groups, and Wade has spotted a group of bucks following the same trail as the group of does.
There's several bucks, I don't know how many, 5 or 6 that are just sliding to the right to the left, and there we can see them. I don't know if they're going to come around or go to the pond out this window here. But there was 3 does that went that way a while ago in the pond, and now there's a
empty-handed, no big deer, no gear. The reason why I'm going back there in the morning, I'm gonna try to get in there quiet. I left everything in there that I have, basically, and slide down this road early in the dark, get in there, see what happens. I mean, we had some awesome encounters with several big bucks, but they got around behind us on that pond, and I knew I couldn't turn, so I didn't even try to make that shot, and there was a lot of brush. They crossed all down in there. We saw several other bucks come through there, but after I'd saw those couple, I was pretty enamored. They got out there late, but I just never could get a shot, so we'll see about tomorrow morning, but that's where all the gear is. That's where I'll be tomorrow.
As Wade heads back to camp and before we join him for his next hunt in the morning, well, let's learn more about the Performance Center 460 XVR that he's using for his hunt.
What's unique about the gun is the fact that it has an integral rail. You can mount your optics, whether it be a scope or a red dot to it. Fiber optic sights for quicker target acquisition. It's got a muzzle brake to help reduce recoil. Also helping reduce recoil is the fact that it's got an unfluted cylinder, which adds a little bit more weight to the gun. A Hogue overmolded grip with a gel pack, once again helping your hand with the recoil. And it's got a Smith Wesson Performance Center action where you can expect about a 3.5 pound single action trigger pull and around a 10 pound double action trigger pull. So another great feature about the 460 is the fact that you can shoot 3 calibers with the gun. Not only the 460, but the 454 Casull and the 45 long Colt. So for those days that you're out on the range and you just want to do a little practicing, that 45 long Colt is a dream to shoot. And when it comes time to go hunting, you grab the 460 to 454 Casull, and that'll get the job done on just about any North American game animal. People ask me, what differentiates Performance Center products from our standard products? Well, you know, first off, the products leave with an action package out of the Performance Center. So like I said, the trigger pulls are lighter and smoother, and you can expect about a 3.5 pound single action trigger pull and a double action trigger that's going to be about 10 pounds. And that's significantly different than our standard products. You also get specialty sights, specialty grips, specialty finishes. I mean, when you look at a Performance Center product, you definitely see a difference between standard products and our products. So, you know, if you want to find out more about what Smith & Wesson Performance Center really is, you can visit our website. We've got a lot of videos up there, YouTube videos that you can really take a look at all the different products we offer and get a real feeling for how we manufacture them, how we build them, and, you know, just what they're all about.
We're getting ready to go into where we left all of our gear yesterday. We left all of our gear in there yesterday so we could sneak in here really, really quiet and get what we need to get done. I'm gonna open this gate and go on down to where we're going. We don't have that far to go, and then once we get set up in there, I mean, there was a dozen to 15 bucks come through there yesterday. It's really pretty exciting of a place to sit, and we're on a pond dam looking down into a bottom that's got a mix of live oaks. I mean, they look like to me they're just eating and chilling and bedding and relaxing. I mean, you could just constantly see deer moving in a lot of different directions. It's a place the deer want to be this time of year, a place where the acorns fall first. You know, you get overflow from the ponds, keeps it everything growing more lush right there. And so man, it's where they want to be. So it's where we're going to be, set up on that pond dam, and we got that pond behind us where some big ones come to water, and you know, maybe one of those deer will get out in front of us. We know the deer in the area, and that's the number one thing when you're climbing up into a stand.
As the sun begins to shine through the canopy of oak trees, a bachelor group of bucks have been feeding in front of the blind. With all the trees and branches in the way, Wade can't get a clear shot on any of them. A super wide buck that was in the group that drank at the pond last night has now moved into view. Only one problem. The deer is standing directly behind a tree.
Pretty intense. That deer was behind a tree forever. Came in, kind of milled around. We saw him several times. I really don't know. I mean, he was here, he was there, he was here, he was there. And there was one little tree that was just totally blocking his vitals. He was quartering, and I put it right through that shoulder and squeezed off what felt like a pretty good shot. Man, hunting with these 460s is so awesome to be able to go do. You can, it's got a lot of power in this types of tight terrain, tight conditions right here. And I mean, it's something that I've become addicted to for a long time. I've got a Trichicon RMR, the red dot on here that really gives you some fast acquisition in this type of cover right here. So we're gonna take a few deep breaths and then go see what we got. Been about 20 minutes since we took the shot. I've been in there trying to eat an apple to calm down. My heart's pounding so darn hard from that whole morning and the visions of last night and how this was just an awesome hunt. And there were several great bucks out there. And it's just, I mean, they're just was doing everything in here, milling around. It's just a matter of getting one to get into position. And finally we got one to get into position. And that was freaking awesome. I mean, I think I smoked him. I mean, it just looks like double lungs. That's where I was aiming. It's probably 25, 27 yards max. He got behind that tree, and he stood behind that tree forever. My hands were sweating and shaking, and whew, that's where you practice. And, the muscle memory just takes over, and you just it just all happens. It makes just go get my hands on him. I mean, when you got to turn your head sideways to get through the brush, that's a giant. He's really kicking it out right there. Oh, I see big deer down right there. He's right there. I mean, the 460 did its job. That's gonna be a 60-yard, 70-yard run. Oh, man. Look at that. That's what you want to see. I mean, look how big that deer looks from here. Look at that. Oh, that's amazing. I mean, that's the most incredible hunt. The whole time we were sitting, you could see all these deer. Now you get kind of a view really what's going on. You know, they're getting in the shade and they come in, they drift out and they go back out and you see them wandering everywhere. God, what a deer. What a deer. What a deer. Holy cow. What a deer. Wow. Wow, what a deer. Oh my gosh. What a deer. Look at that. I mean, that's an absolute giant. Look at that. It is so cool the way it goes up right there, and there's even a little tine. Those almost grew together right there. God, he's wide. Look at the brows. What a phenomenal deer. All the way around. I mean, it just destroyed him. I mean, that 460, that's some damage right there. I mean, he was slightly quartering towards me. And you know, this was where I was gonna blow through, and I knew, based on what I've been able to do with that gun on the range and in the past in hunting situations, that, you know, it was gonna perform perfect for what I was doing. And you know, with whether you're hunting with open sights or hunting with something like what I've got on here from Trigicon, that RMR red dot, I mean, it's a fast, easy way to acquire the target. I mean, I could sit right there. I had the Bog death grip. I mean, you just couldn't have had a more stable shot. I mean, you just pretty much could go down there and put it where you want to. That's phenomenal. Look at that deer.
Congratulations, Wade, on that super wide Texas buck and for making a new entry into the Yamaha Whitetail Diaries. Well, that'll do it for this episode. We'll see you next time.